this me 10 years in the future? This is what I'm to deal with. Profuse sweating.
It's cheap that you think that this is 10 years in the future.
I was gonna wear this fucking hat, but I'm not gonna put this shit on.
You child.
No, this is like 10 years older than me.
Holy
Aren't you like 25?
I'm 29.
Oh, okay, so then it's like 10 years for you.
I know.
I could have sworn you were like 25 for some reason.
This podcast is brought to you by our Anime Addicts community all over the globe. If you want to support the podcast and help pay for our utterly astronomical hosting fees, you can go to patreon.com. That's the most preferred method these days, I think. It seems to be for most people, patreon.com/AAAPodcast. Or if you prefer, you can head over to our website, AAAPodcast.com/join. Listen, we know we're begging. I'm not ashamed of it after all this time, but we will reward you with lots of hentai talk. We'll talk about video games on our Hobby Addicts. And of course, after the show, we're going to be doing an after party where I will tell you about my Japan travel plans. So head over to patreon.com, support the podcast, and now let's start the show.
Get ready! You're about to listen to the Anime Addicts Anonymous Podcast. Make your anime addiction worse at AAAPodcast.com. And now, here are your anime addicts.
One, two, three, what? Welcome back to the podcast. Mitsugi has returned again. That's right. I'm back from wherever in the United States I was. And I'm here to make your anime addiction worse on this 840th episode. But I'm not alone. For today, we have somebody who is very beautiful. It's Andrew. How are you, Andrew?
I'm actually mad at you, person. I asked you to say hi to Pancake for me when you were on the phone, and you denied me.
Listen.
But also, I'm doing great.
Fair enough. I will. Maybe I'll drag her up here later to say hi. We also have a person who is very handsome. It's Caroline. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. The only thing keeping me from the beach this afternoon is this podcast.
That is,
as you can see, wow. I have a secondary pile of stuff because, you know, I just always have stuff laying around. But yeah, the stuff to take me to the beach, as you can see.
That is unbelievable dedication, and I thank you. Wow.
That's what I do.
In fact, you know what?
Thank you.
Yeah, that's unparalleled level of dedication, I gotta say. All right, well, I'm gonna have a sip out of my Sonic the Hedgehog coffee cup. Yeah, we'll crack the monster out after the news break. So to guarantee that my 41-year-old heart explodes. Well, if you want to follow the podcast, you can watch us live on YouTube Sundays at 10 a.m. So check us out on YouTube. We're on all the social medias. And, of course, Discord. So AAADiscord.com is the special URL that we have to take you to where the Anime Club occurs. So the Anime Club, every other Wednesday at 9 p.m. Caroline, how was Porco Rosso?
It was good. Yeah, it was a fun time. A lot of decent discussion coming from that. And for the next meeting, we are doing a non-anime theme. So we're doing shows that are kind of anime-inspired, but not anime. And the poll won for Avatar: The Last Airbender. I am so excited.
Did you lobby heavily for that?
No, actually, I voted, I think in my top spot, might have gone to Has Been Hotel. But yeah, we had a lot of decent options on that list. So we'll be discussing the first 12 episodes of Avatar. Pull up if you're available on August 19th, and we'll figure out what the next theme is if you're going to be coming in too late for that. So yeah, it will be a good time.
Post up Man, spread it out. Lay back and relax with a little Atla, as they say. That's right.
As
That's
the kids say.
That's right, Atla.
True. Also, it's like probably like the weakest part of the show, which is only gets better.
Yes. But it does kind of lead up to the point where things get serious.
Oh yeah, no, it's all good. I'm just saying, like, it only actually gets better from those 12 episodes.
Season 2 really ramps it up.
But we can talk all about that at the Anime Club.
Uh-huh.
How have you been, Andrew? I haven't talked to you in a while. I just podcasted with Caroline, I think, but I just feel like you're just avoiding me, honestly.
No, actually, every time people say this, it actually kind of annoys me a little bit because I have a literally every 2-week schedule because my work schedule is so specific. I can only be on the podcast every 2 weeks. So I literally, when our schedule goes up, I fill in every other week. So if people are being avoided, it's because y'all are avoiding me. I can only ever do those 2 weeks, okay, people? So I don't even know what everyone says is like, it's like you're avoiding me. It's like you're avoiding me. I'm like, I can't be avoiding you. I can only do these weeks. So are you avoiding me, Mitz? What's going on there?
Meanwhile, I'm thinking to myself, I'm having too much Andrew these days.
Wow, holy shit.
That is a thing that can happen. That is a thing that can happen.
I would like to avoid you, and I'm
blame you.
totally joking, by the way. Totally joking.
No, it's fine. I am a lot. I totally accept that.
So Andrew's been avoiding me, but hanging out with Caroline a lot. I see how it is. I get it. It's fine. And now that I know how to
get a better schedule.
Now that I know how to irritate Andrew, we will continue. All right, what are we doing on the podcast today? So, main topic. So, Christopher Nolan has done it again. He has made $1 trillion with the new Odyssey movie. Intended. Yes, and as is always intended, but often does not happen with movies. $1 trillion, mostly in IMAX, it seems like. So the Odyssey movie is apparently shot in 70 millimeter, and it's wild. I have friends. I have a friend at work that I say a friend at work, but it's one of those things where it's like the minute you get fired or laid off or quit or something, they'll never talk to them again.
Oh, that's what work friends are for.
Yeah, basically. He's like, I'm going to go see the Odyssey again in IMAX. And I'm like, holy shit. First of all, it's a 3-hour fucking movie, which means that it'll take me like 4 nights to get through it if I watch it at home. But like in this economy, you're going to go spend like another $40 to see this fucking movie.
To be fair, I mean, I only saw the Odyssey in like the normal theaters, but I've seen the comparisons between like the normal ratio and the IMAX ratio, and it really is you're only watching like half a movie.
You're a fucking normie though. Like, how dare you not watch it in IMAX? Who are you?
I still haven't seen the movie.
I don't have an IMAX theater very close to me, and also, I mean, my family, we were going to go see it. We had thoughts of going to go see it in the 70 millimeter IMAX in New York City. But it was one of those Ticketmaster breakdown things, just too many people trying to get the tickets and scalpers and all that stuff.
Just as a funny joke here, I just want to say, you say there's no IMAX theaters close to you, where you're like about an hour and change from New York. I remember saying last time we podcasted, my DM drove 8 hours to go see this in 70 millimeter IMAX because there's only 41 of these theaters in the world.
Did you say 8? Did you say 8 hours?
Yes, they live in North Carolina. They had to drive to like
Jesus
I don't know,
Christ.
not Tennessee, but like some other.
You don't want to come here, state. That's for sure.
So, but it was like some 8-hour drive for just to go see it because they managed to get tickets, and for some reason, it's like a state you wouldn't think would have like a 70 millimeter IMAX theater, which is kind of crazy to me. It would have been like Indiana or something.
I was gonna say it can't be Tennessee. We're the 11th most populous state in the country now, so it's like there's way too many people here. Anyway, why are we talking about IMAX? We are going to discuss anime that we think is best suited for 70 millimeter IMAX that we'd like to see adapted. So we're going to talk about that, mostly movies, but we'll see what else pops up. And then, as is very much... Today, we're going to be doing impressions.
Impression time! Believe it!
There we go, thank you. So, Mahou Shoujo Lyrical Nanaha has come back from the dead for the 3rd time to do Exceeds, Guns Blaze Vengeance. So we'll talk about that. Also, Ushiro no Shoumen Kamui-san, as I continue my terror swath of forcing my co-hosts to watch porn. So, interesting. The Cat and the Dragon. Not porn. Tomb Raider King, a.k.a. Solo Leveling Light. We'll talk about that. Also, Smoking Behind the Supermarket, a.k.a. The Shtick That Will Never End. Oh my god. Followed by I Want to Love You Till Your Dying Day. I don't even know what to say about
Little
that.
girls with
Yeah.
lethal weapons.
Thirsty
Like the anime.
girls with, I don't know, magic. And also Sparks of Tomorrow, a.k.a. Netflix, You Done It Again. So we'll talk about all those shows later on in the podcast. But first, I would like to thank T-Dragon and Jackie M on Patreon for supporting the podcast. Listen, the podcast has done it once again. We have overrun our shared hosting server. I was informed the other day by our hosting provider that we are just eating too much data, and so they are forcing us to upgrade to a far more expensive server that will effectively double the hosting costs for the podcast. So that is a thing. So that's going to be interesting. So thank you for contributing, and if you would like to help us dig out of this financial crisis, you can go to Patreon and help out the podcast. Listen, you're both very beautiful. Do you have anything else to say?
You know what? It looks like we have some big news of the week as our overlord has decided for us, so we might as well get into that, apparently.
大ニュースです。It's time for big news of the week.
I want you to know that only you had your news selected for you because Caroline was a very good
I do
soldier.
my job.
She did her
I got some
job.
people.
I woke up today at 7 a.m. on a Sunday and I said, Andrew, you've done it again. Didn't put his news in. So we'll see what's in. We'll see. And then I'll tell you that. Well, listen up. First of all, Chainsmoker Cat is under investigation for illegal drug use depictions. Chainsmoker Cat, which is, let's just be honest, the best anime of the season, and was passed by the podcast a couple weeks ago. So fans were worried that the series might get stripped of all of its identity before it came out because it's got a lot of stuff in it that really isn't TV worthy. And on July 28th, Japan's BPO Watchdog, which everybody's favorite group of Karens that talk about shit that no one really is concerned about except them, debated the appropriateness of the show's content. So they discussed it during the 292nd youth. They're fucking rookies. We're on episode 840, and they're only on 292. Wow. The 292nd Youth Karen Committee of Japan's Broadcasting Ethics and Program Improvement Organization, or BPO, was pissed off about illegal drug use in a scene featuring self-injection. Have you seen this anime yet, Andrew?
No.
Oh, it's very sad. We know that Caroline's seen it.
Oh, yes.
So viewers apparently took issue with the fact that there was scenes where a cat girl was injecting a needle into her arm, and when caught, Yakuko, who is clearly very high during the scene, hurriedly exclaims that, quote, "This is a vaccine." But we all know she's shooting up heroin. So it's pretty obvious. And she is a frequent drug user throughout the property. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Caroline, you are a pinnacle of purity.
Oh, is it the halo of light coming down from my
Yes.
skylight in my room?
And
That's just blowing me out from the exposure here.
It's actually you both existing on the same podcast as myself, and by contrast, and also on the deep shine that comes off my bald head. Were you particularly offended by this scene, Caroline?
I think I only watched like one episode of Chainsmoker Cat, or maybe two, whatever came before.
Is this for both of you?
I'm sorry, we passed it. I'll watch it if I have to.
Oh my god, it's so fucking funny.
I'm the only one who has been on all 3 Impressions episodes. I don't want to hear it. Anyway, me personally, I don't really see the issue of it. It's a adult show. It has a lot of adult stuff in it. A guy is very, very horny in the very first episode, and it's kind of gross. If
he jacks off. Come on, you can just say it.
If this one thing is the issue, then that seems like it's splitting hairs. Also, it's obviously an adult show. Adults can take drug use in their shows. Honestly, this show is very suitable for HBO, I think.
So, I guess the committee member that was running the meeting said that they also believe that the scene in question is, quote, within acceptable limits of the terms of freedom and expression, and that the anime deserved leniency because it is broadcast late at night, a time when children are not watching, quote unquote. I wonder when this is actually airing on TV. What do you guys think?
Let me see if they have it on Mal. Usually they have their broadcast times.
According to Gemini, this airs at 12:30 JST on Thursdays on Tokyo MX. So that is 12:30 a.m. So
yeah, that's what Mal says.
So that actually doesn't mean much. I feel like in terms of it's an adult anime in the sense that I feel most anime are shown at that late time slot in the last decade or so for the most part, unless it's explicitly a kid's show. So I feel like 12:30 is just when anime is shown, especially on Tokyo MX.
All right. Well, I agree. I think the point was that if it had been airing at 7 p.m., they'd be pissed off about it.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
We can't have...
yeah, you can't be having that.
Yeah. Japan is arguably the prudest country I've ever seen in my life. So it's, pretty wild. All right. Well, that was my big news of the week. Now, I will say, Andrew, listen, you didn't do your job. It's okay. It's all right. We still love you. But I put a news article in that I thought was very suited to you. And then I deleted it. And I put in one that was just funnier. And the one that I deleted was a poll showing the #1 most popular episode from all 4 of the Digimon anime franchises. How do you feel about that?
I mean, that would have been hilarious, and I would have been curious about... And there's more than 4 franchises. What do you mean? It's just they just did the first 4 seasons? Okay. Weird. Secondly, I just want to disavow people of this notion that I don't do my job, okay? I'm not somebody who does my job in advance. I wait to get the best news possible, aka if there's actually news, I wait until 9:45 EST time to search for my news, okay? I wait till the literal last minute to get my news, okay?
Well, let's be honest here.
There.
Both of you guys, when I went to the notes last night, I was thinking to myself, are either of them planning on doing their notes? Because it is 10 p.m. I go to our notes. I'm assuming somebody did the refresh, but nobody did. It's 10 p.m. and I'm refreshing. I'm just like, I just wanted to go to bed.
I do my notes at 9:30 in the morning when I wake up. I just show up and I just crush it, okay?
He's just that.
You look like you're drinking. I love how you're doing that pose, and it looks like you have a glass of whiskey in your hands. I just come and I show up.
I mean, sorry to break the illusion, it's apple juice, but
lame.
It is too early for whiskey, and I'm not a whiskey person. But
no, it's not. Let me tell you a story. Last time I was in Japan, I was sitting outside of the Sensoji Temple in Tokyo in Asakusa, and it was 8:30 in the morning, and I'm like, there's nowhere to eat. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna get a beef bowl, because they don't really eat breakfast in Japan, in case you guys didn't know. And I'm like, okay, beef bowl all day long. So I went and I got a beef bowl, and I'm sitting there in Skia, which is my favorite, and it's cheap as fuck. It's like $3. And I'm sitting there having my beef bowl, and I'm like, wow, they have whiskey highballs on the menu. It's 8:30 in the morning. So what did I do? I ordered a whiskey highball at 8:30 in the morning, and no one even looked at me for half a second. They were completely unfazed. So the same country that can't handle really anything, including a cat girl fictionally injecting heroin into herself at 12:30 in the morning, is apparently totally fine with you getting fucked up on alcohol on hard liquor at 8 a.m. So
it's funny that we're talking about this when we have plans to do a drinking game episode at 10 a.m. in the future.
Indeed.
Fair enough.
I mean, it would be our second one at 10 a.m. to be fair. We've already done one at 10 a.m.
The number 1 episode of Digimon Adventure was episode 54, The Fate of Two Worlds. Does that ring any bells for you?
Yeah, it's the last episode.
Okay. And then
it's the finale.
For Digimon Adventure 2, episode 21, The Crest of Kindness, was in first place.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. That's when the antagonist from the first arc essentially joins. He already got defeated in the first 13 episodes, and so it's him coming to terms with his darkness and realizing that his power is actually kindness. It's a really nice episode, actually.
Aww.
So, yeah, it's a really, really good that's actually a good choice.
And I won't give the last one, but in Tamers, Digimon Tamers, episode 43, Beelzebubmon's Big Day, won first place.
That's a solid episode. That's another
Wow.
Antagonist coming in realizing that he was a shitty person, aka or Digimon, and basically, if you know Dinobot, it's essentially he Dinobots himself.
Well, I'm very impressed, Andrew.
Nerd alert!
Just
Yes.
a big old nerd. So
You know what? I haven't watched some of these shows in like 20 plus years, so. Which is why I'm due for a Digimon rewatch.
the real reason why
Honestly, if you were to ask me this, if you're gonna ask me the same questions about Avatar: The Last Airbender, I probably would have the same exact response like Andrew.
The real reason why I took why I changed the news story was because I thought to myself, I've seen Dragon Ball Z like 4 times, and I realized that I didn't know any episode titles whatsoever, and I was like, people listening probably have seen Digimon and have no fucking clue what the hell episode that is based off the title. But Andrew, he knows. He's one of a kind. Instead,
the title actually informs a lot of what in the show. But instead, I'm going to be talking about, and this comes from Sora News 24. A study finds hundreds of people in Indonesia can legally named after Naruto, Inuyasha, and other anime stars. So most countries have rules or laws. I say most countries. A bunch of countries in the West have rules or laws against naming your kids in particular ways, right? So like in Germany, you're not allowed to name your kid Adolf or Hitler. You're not, for obvious reasons. In Australia, I heard you can't name your kids anything like crazy, or any, you can't do the Elon Musk E squared B who E or whatever that kid's name is. But apparently in Indonesia, you can name people after things. Though, surprisingly, the article finds that in Indonesia, there are well over 100 Narutos. Okay? Kids named after Naruto. Yeah. And part of the trend is actually naming a bunch of characters. So there's people named Uzumaki. There's people named Sasuke. There's a bunch of Uchihas as well. Then, though not as much. Oh, sorry, and I should have said, I've been saying it improperly. A bunch of people named Boruto's dad, and then there is also a bunch of people named Boruto.
Keep going, baby.
Doraemon also had a bunch of people named after some of the characters. So we had a few people named Doraemon, a lot more named Nobita.
181 people named Nobita in a country that is not Japanese.
Yep, and a few others named Tsuneo. And then we're not gonna. And you know what? For all of our Shonen Showdown fans and our One Piecers,
right.
Luffy, though they didn't crack 100, Luffy got about 79 people. 79 people are named Luffy. 37 are named Usopp. There are 65 named Shin-chan from Crayon Shin-chan. And a solid 23 named Inuyasha. Those are going to be lucky in the sense that if they ever commit crimes, if they try to Google their names, other things might come up first in the SEO.
23 people named Inuyasha. Can you believe it? That is fucked up.
I mean, to be fair, Game of Thrones did produce a lot of Daenerys's.
Yeah, but like, come on, Daenerys. That name could be real, right? Maybe it even is. I don't fucking know. But Inuyasha, like, man, you named your kid Shin-chan.
There are terrible names out there that are not even anime related.
God.
So it's probably not the worst thing they could have called their kid. There are people who give their kids names that are basically spin-offs of STDs. And they're like, "Oh, little chlamydia. She's so cute."
That's pretty bad.
Weird.
Yeah,
All right,
people have
Caroline.
done that.
That's
All right.
child abuse. That's
Hit
child
us with
abuse.
your specifically chosen at 10 p.m. news article.
I am so special.
Oh,
I'm
wow,
so
you are
hardworking.
salty. Is the salt just going to be consistent throughout the episode today?
No, once we get to the next topic,
Okay.
I'll reset.
You'll refresh? All right.
I'll have
Until you guys do it again.
Listen, I'll have you know that at 10:30 last night, I was laying in bed trying to watch the damn supermarket anime. We're all doing our things in different orders, okay? So I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear any shit.
Okay.
All right. Hit us.
Mitsuki,
Yes.
have you ever wanted to watch anime in your car?
It would be a lie if I
Just
told you
sit
that
in your
I had.
car and watch anime.
I have watched anime while driving my car. So.
Well, this is not the thing for you then.
Okay.
Because Crunchyroll has announced that it'll be collaborating with automotive apps distribution platform Appning by Forvia to enable its service to stream in select vehicles in North America, Latin America, Europe, Asia, India, and Australia. And unfortunately,
Wow.
it's not going to be operable while the car is driving.
That's
You have to be you're going to be
lame.
parked in your car to watch Crunchyroll on your little digital screen. The collaboration will launch on BMW and Mini vehicles, and then will expand across BMW Group vehicles and over 40 automotive brands. So it'll be working similar to video streaming apps such as YouTube. And as I said, for safety, video playback is disabled while driving, but fully accessible when parked. Their technical guidelines forbid any distracting content, including video and pop-ups, in the front seat while the car is moving. So yeah, you can watch Crunchyroll, but
Yeah.
only if you're going to be sitting in your car for some reason.
Well, I will say that when I had my baby, I had to buy another car. So I bought a brand new Kia Sportage, and I bought the highest trim because I was like, this car's cheap as fuck, so I'm just gonna get the nice one at least. And it has YouTube in it, so I can do this in my car currently, but they fucking charge you per month for that service. Like, if you want to get the YouTube running, you can't just have access to Crunchyroll or something. You literally have to pay a fucking subscription to Kia to get the YouTube thing to work. And I'm like, I'm not going to fucking do that. Because I can just pull my phone out and stick my phone up there on the dashboard, and I can, like, sit at Sonic while I eat trash and, watch on my phone. Like, why would I bother? I don't know. And you can't even do it while you're driving. Like, what's the point? Go ahead, Andrew. I know you're chomping at it.
It makes sense to not be watching anime while you're driving.
No, it doesn't. Have you ever sat at a red light?
Yes.
Okay.
What, am I supposed to watch anime for approximately 50 seconds?
Yes,
Yes.
you are. Every little bit counts when you're trying to cram all your stuff in.
Oh, you know what? That's why I keep running out of time before we do our reviews. I should be watching anime while commuting to work.
Oh man, Andrew, will you
I
please say
just wanna
something?
Look, I'm not going to help us get that Crunchyroll sponsorship anymore with what I'm about to say, and Crunchyroll will still sponsor us because we're awesome. It's just really funny that now I can enjoy the really bad Crunchyroll UI on a vehicle I probably can't afford, a BMW. Who owns a BMW and is watching Crunchyroll? Let's
People
be honest.
people in thousands of dollars of debt.
Like, that is crazy. You know what, Crunchyroll? Instead of making deals like this, why don't you just improve the UI of your app? Why is it always so not ideal? I mean, I don't know how Netflix figured this out like 20 years ago, and you guys can't just copy it. Just copy it. You know, it's really simple. I don't know why it's so hard. It's really easy. Honestly, you don't even have to change your UI. You just need to change the ordering. Why is it that I have to scroll to find what I was watching previously more often
Yeah, that's
than not?
ridiculous.
And
He's getting
why is it
pissed.
sometimes not even there? That doesn't make any sense. That should be a default. Anyway, this is silly. This is pretty much pointless and perfunctory in the grand scheme of things. Look, if you increased your prices, you got rid of free ad-supported streaming, I don't know what you're doing, and you're not even offering premium content, okay? Give us premium experience, and People will be willing to pay the premium dollar, but you're trying to speed run it just because you have to appease shareholders. And at the end of the day, look, you're not appeasing this shareholder by giving this podcast lots of money, so I don't have to say nice things yet. But
it's like I can hear the Crunchyroll representative just deleting their "Hello, would you like to partner with Crunchyroll" email.
I'm just saying we would work well together. I will say whatever for money. Lots of money. Not any just piddlings, but lots of money. Just saying. Anyway, we can move on.
Nice rant. I appreciated that. The thing that gets me is that, like, if you so I only subscribe to 2 streaming services, Netflix and Crunchyroll, and I think it's like almost $40 a month just for that. I was like, wow. Crazy. It's getting crazy out here.
No, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I write off all of my streaming services on my taxes.
Me too.
So I have Crunchyroll. I don't have Netflix. That's on principle, though. Netflix is on principle. So I have Crunchyroll. I have Disney Plus. I have Crave, which is a Canadian sort of like HBO Max
That's
equivalent.
what Heated Rivalry was through, wasn't it?
Exactly. Yes. So I have that. I have YouTube Premium because I can't watch the YouTube ads. It's ridiculous. And I have another one. I just can't remember what it is. Oh, I also have High Dive, but I
have High Dive too. But
what are you guys,
after
stupid?
they up their prices, okay.
Fuck that.
I'm sorry, Mitz, but
God damn.
They did just raise their prices. I have my yearly subscription until February, so I'm probably going to delete it before then.
Fucking A, you should. Yeah, and Netflix's stock is down 50% over the last year, so that service sucks balls. All right, it's time for a segment we haven't done in quite a long time. Anime Confessionals. Here we go. I feel like it's been so long since I put the Pope hat on, since I have donned the mystical Pope hat.
Do you feel its power flowing?
In an official capacity, you mean?
Yes, indeed. So, Kiryu Christian writes, this is a long one. Last month, a cousin I don't normally see was visiting his parents, who live nearby. He called me and inquired back about in high school he lent me Outlaw Star on DVD. Who the fuck would call somebody like 10 years later and be like, "Where's my Outlaw Star DVD?" Like, it's fucking collecting dust in a closet somewhere. I remembered, but knew it was no longer in my possession. Then I remembered my closet. There we go. At my parents' house, still had nothing but my stuff still, so I decided to check, and with little digging, I found it. I recalled episode 23, the Hot Springs episode, and remembered this old DVD set isn't censored. So I busted out the DVD player and popped it in. To my chagrin,
I feel like you need to put more emphasis on the all caps parts.
Yeah, you really need to emphasize busted.
So I busted
there we go.
out the DVD player and popped it in. To my chagrin, this episode wouldn't play even after cleaning the disc. Out of curiosity, I decided to check the other discs. Every other episode on each disc played perfectly, except disc 8, episode 23. I think my cousin may have worn out that episode so much the laser could no longer read that section. What a bummer that was for me, meow.
Nice of Christian to blame his cousin, who has not had possession of this DVD in so long. And he's the one who wanted to watch the Hot Springs episode.
I don't know what's...
Why do you think the cousin wanted it back?
I mean, I think both the cousin and Christian are a little sus right now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what's more ridiculous. Literally remembering episode 23 had titties in it. Listen, sometimes you just gotta see a cackerel titty. I totally get it. Aisha, pretty annoying, but she gonna have some big old bitties on her. So I don't know what's worse. Remembering that episode existed and then literally going to watch it. Or, I'm not busy. I'll just take time out of my day to look at cackerel tits before I give this DVD back. Or having your friend spill billions of unborn children in the name of watching. Caroline, I got you.
Do you say things just to make me cringe?
Isn't it obvious?
Like, should I just listen to episodes that I'm not on to see if you do the
Yes.
same thing anyway?
Obviously. You should always listen to every episode, Caroline.
So I would say that this is not worthy of you being dropped into the pit of hell, and thus you are forgiven, my child. Ecchi is love. Ecchi is life, writes. Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. Recently, I have played all 3 of the Emoto Paradise visual novels. And if you want to know what Emoto Paradise looks like, I will bring it up on screen at the risk of being banned off of all services. There we go. What do I see? I see lolicons spreading their most sacred areas, and that lolicon is stuffing a cylindrical object into her mouth that is not what you would think it is, but she's also spreading. Wow. Now that you've seen this, now that we have context for people that are watching, I'll read the rest of it.
This episode is going to be banned.
Of course it is. It's already going to get banned because I'm playing classical music from a person who died 300 years ago.
It's not because of the hentai. It's because of the classical music.
There was no nudity. That came off my anime list. I actually enjoyed playing these games and then even watched the hentai afterwards. Of course you did. Of course. I would expect nothing less. Any advice that what I should play or do next would be appreciated. If I get sent to anime hell, I think I would feel right at home. Well, it's interesting that you should say that. Because we will send you to hell with the moe that you love. But you will be sentenced to never have the moe. You will just watch them clean anime Satan's private parts. Thus concludes the most unhinged segment on this podcast, and if you would like to submit an anime confessional so that I can ridicule you in front of the world, you may go to AAAPodcast.com/mailbag. Just make it good, okay? Make it good.
Indeed.
All right, and now, 20 minutes late, it's time for the main topic.
Yeah, we did go on a couple tangents there, didn't we?
That's what life's all
so
life is all about tangents, Caroline.
So the main topic is films for 70mm IMAX. This came as a sort of collaboration of us not knowing what to do for this episode to begin with.
Don't share our secrets.
No, it's fun. It's really fun. So I think I think Caroline brought the idea originally in some fashion, and I think it was modified by the rest of us to be more like, what if it was films in 70mm IMAX that we would love to see, and it sort of expanded into anime episodes and things like that. Also, I think people like to hear sometimes a little bit behind the scenes and make us feel like more real people and not just characters on some podcast. All right, so just for a little brief introduction into before we get started into the topic and discuss which movies and anime episodes and whatnot we would enjoy, I figured we should talk about what is 70mm first. So I found an article from Cinemark.com to just have a brief description and explanation of what it is. I also will be posting in the show notes. The links are in the show notes to the articles I used. So I have an article from Cinemark. I have an article from TIFF that is to show the differences. And some of them will also come with visual representation. So a reason for you guys to check out our show notes. Sometimes they're sparse, but a lot of the times there's some really cool information in there that we can't always share. So 70mm refers to the actual physical width of the film used for projection. It was really funny. I was watching a local news article that showed up on my TikTok or YouTube. I was watching a local news story, and they actually brought our old IMAX projector, film IMAX projector, out of retirement instead of the digital one for this movie. And if you look at like regular 35mm film and you look at the 70mm, there's like a much larger, like the film is much larger, and the film already, like 35mm or 35mm film is already pretty heavy. a 70 millimeter is redonkulously heavy.
Double as heavy.
It was. You would think, actually, I don't know if it translates to actual double. I think it actually is more, just because overall, I don't know. It also depends on the length of the film.
It's well. Christopher Nolan, so you needed a crane to lift it.
Yeah. So also when you find, so normally with IMAX, only portions are filmed in IMAX because IMAX cameras are cumbersomely large, predominantly loud, and very difficult to film with. So you usually use it for a lot of things like scenery. So that's why you notice, like when you went to the museums or some of these museums, like IMAX films were predominantly not documentaries, but like geography, National Geographic, that kind of thing used to use IMAX film to show their movies to get like the breadth of a scene. And so for the Odyssey, Nolan filmed the whole movie in 70 millimeter, which, when you're an auteur cinema who made a bunch of doing Batman movies, you can do. So yeah, so 70 millimeter just predominantly is like this big thing. And film, for you kids out there, is what movies and TV shows used to be shot on. Okay, now it's all digital for the most part, except for some of these auteur film directors. So it is a larger format, so you do see more of the screen, as Caroline alluded to earlier when she was talking about having seen the regular Odyssey and then seeing what it would look like in 70 millimeter. It's just a crazy large difference. So one of the reasons why you choose that larger that larger film stock is for directors to capture things like scale and it's also film. So film is like a lossless video quality. So it works pretty well. So that's why a lot of things that are digital can look worse over time, whereas films are almost infinitely scalable. So yeah, that is the brief introduction.
How do you know all this shit? Why are you such a nerd?
So some of it, I just was reading briefly through these articles in my quick notes before the podcast. Another one is I have a friend who is a technology nerd, and he tells me a lot of this stuff when we're doing random things or when we're hanging out. So I picked a lot of this up through passively, because, when you listen to your friends, you learn things somehow for some reason. Crazy how that works. Yeah, and so a lot of this I picked up just passively listening to my friend, and every now and then you hear people, and I do listen to movie podcasts every now and then as well. Wow. And watch some of the YouTube stuff. So yeah, it's actually pretty cool stuff.
How dare you listen to podcasts other than this one?
Yeah. I listen to this podcast. True. I kid. I barely listen to podcasts anymore, but yeah, just like some old ones that I've been listening to since for forever. I haven't found any new ones, but I digress. This is not about me. Well, I mean, it is, but it isn't. 70 millimeter is a really interestingly large format. And so we thought it would be interesting to discuss movies and anime episodes that would benefit from this larger film scale. And I think that makes for an interesting topic and an interesting way to recommend movies or talk about movies or stuff that we've enjoyed that could only be improved by being in 70 millimeter while otherwise being good.
Well,
so I would like to go first.
I don't know jack shit about 70 millimeter film, and I heard about half of what you said because I was too busy inspecting the contents of Caroline's room, which I am told listen, it's the women that tell me it's about the details. Like, oh, look, let me see the picture of your new guy you're talking to on Snapchat, and then they'll analyze the contents of his bedroom and go, oh, what is that in the background? So I was just looking at that.
What do you want to know? It's just
I was just looking at that bag, that blue bag behind you over your
This one?
Yep.
Yeah, that's my beach bag.
Yeah, it looked like
my Nana gave it to me.
It looked like Sonic the Hedgehog characters, and I got distracted. So
it's not.
That's fucked up. I mean, in fact, hold on. So my mother got me a Christmas gift or a birthday gift recently, and they came in these Sonic the Hedgehog gift bags. I got one over here on my table, And I was like, the gift bags are a better gift than the fucking gift itself. It was so funny. Anyway, so I don't know jack shit about IMAX, whatever. I just think that IMAX is best for when the movie is very grand and has like wide scenes with a lot of movement in case it's a bigger screen, so you want to have like it's encompassing more of your field of view, and you want to be able to see the grandioseness of it. So basically, my first pick is a throwback to a movie that was supposed to be amazing but ultimately wasn't, and that is Steam Boy from 2004, which is a Katsuhiro Otomo movie. And set in the Victorian era, British Empire. It's about like a guy. What the hell is his name? James Ray Steam and his family invents a steam ball that can be used to like power all sorts of machinery during like this Victorian era. And the reason why I picked this movie specifically was because there's a lot of action scenes in this film of him like riding around on the steam ball and just like flying through the city, flying through the air. Pretty like sweeping, fast-moving action, and I think this would look really great in IMAX. Also, it's a Katsuhiro Otomo anime film. Like, it looks fucking amazing. So I don't know if you guys have seen this movie. Caroline, I don't know about you.
No, I haven't.
Andrew?
No, I have not seen the movie. I'm
You guys are
looking at the
killing me.
trailer really quickly right now, and it does look really interesting. I can see why a 70mm transfer of this could look really good. It does look like it scales pretty well with some of the action scenes that I saw in the trailer.
So that was my first pick. The movie isn't that amazing, but it is interesting, and it's a really high production, well-made movie that I would recommend people watch if you like period pieces that are action-based. This is pretty good stuff. So, but yeah, I think it would look good in IMAX, probably. So,
Caroline.
Yeah. I was obviously focusing on things that are already based on like a grand scale. Like whatever the show or movie is about has to be kind of grand in some way. So my first thought was the finales of Attack on Titan. So the final chapters, parts 1 and 2, and that's where the rumbling is happening, and they're fighting Eren, and oh, sorry, spoilers. And it's like with the colossal titans and the maneuver gear, and all this crazy stuff is happening. They've already put these in theaters, but I think on an IMAX screen where you feel like you are a person about to get stepped on by colossal titans, I think that would have been awesome.
I don't know. I haven't even seen the end of the show. I thought we're not doing just movies, huh?
Well, I
I
figured.
mean, you did right.
I made
episodes
mention
as
of
well.
like, okay, if it's movies and or selections of anime episodes, because they put those in movies all the time.
I definitely agree with this, and I didn't see the entire ending of Attack on Titan, but I saw up until the point that like I saw the first half of the final season, right? I just got tired of how many finals there were, but
Yeah.
some pretty sweet action, and I just feel like IMAX is best adapted for action. Like, why would you put a rom-com on IMAX? It makes no sense at all. And Attack on Titan, pretty great story, anime that's going to persist for decades, and I honestly think that it kind of deserves a nice send-off like that. So it's the kind but I mean, I don't know how you would put it in IMAX. Like, you're going to lock people in there for 16 hours?
Well, the final chapters, it's like a movie length.
Oh, really?
Period of time. Yeah, so this is like not even it's not the whole seasons. It's kind of just like the last several episodes of the final.
I see.
Yeah. They didn't have enough episodes in their original run to do it, so they just did something at the end. Excuse me. Smith says, why put a rom-com in IMAX? My first choice is basically any Makoto Shinkai movie,
Yeah,
which are technically
something like
rom-coms.
But that's because Makoto Shinkai spends an inordinate amount of effort making everything fucking pink and blue. So he's like, it's, like if you go watch some rom-com featuring Jennifer Aniston, it doesn't have any good scenery in it. It just has a bunch of like fucking blonde hair. Whereas Makoto Shinkai.
Well, no. So like the thing about Makoto Shinkai is that he is scenery, like landscape, like artist in a lot of ways. And the romance is just a vehicle for him to draw really nice landscapes. Essentially, is what I get from when I watch his movies. So the reason I put like a bunch of Makoto Shinkai movies here, like so Your Name, Weathering with You, even 5 centimeters per second. These are all movies that while being not even internal, but like internal, personal, like close, intimate moments, usually are backdropped by really beautifully large landscapes.
Yeah, like within Your Name, how many times have they go into this massive expanse of stars and the comet is falling, and then when you go to the destroyed town, you see the impact of the destroyed town, and then going to the temple in the middle of the woods, and you see that type of landscape. It would be awesome because I also put Your Name on my list.
Yeah, so I didn't see that when I put that down. I'm like, oh, I scanned quickly. Oh, nobody put Makoto Shinkai. I feel like Makoto Shinkai is the obvious answer, and then I saw that you actually did.
Although I did try not to put it on my list, but if it's going to work, it's going to work. Weathering with You, like with all the weather, the massive rainstorms would have been cool.
And foot fetishes. Yeah, you got to get that foot in IMAX. When he slips it off, yeah.
Well, that's not Weathering with You. That's Garden of Words.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. Sorry, I got them mixed up.
Yeah. Even that one would have looked like my background currently on my laptop is one of the cityscapes from, I think, Garden of Words as a wallpaper. So yeah, no, it's pretty awesome. I think a lot of his works translates really nicely into 70 millimeter. They're really beautiful. They're really expansive. And I think if any director should be using 70 millimeter, even though it would probably kill him in his next movie, it should be Makoto Shinkai.
Agreed.
What's your next one?
I would just say that 5 centimeters per second is his best movie, and I'll die on that hill, actually.
I did not like it very much.
I wholeheartedly disagree.
Well, you're both wrong. Actually,
I disagree hardcore. Anyway, that is
hardcore
conversation. Hardcore disagree.
Wow. Okay. All right. All right. My next pick is based as fuck, and that is the Rize Arc Chainsaw Man movie, which is fucking amazing.
I was thinking about putting it on there too.
I mean, for the same reason that Steam Boy is on my list, like they destroy half of Tokyo in this movie. They're just flying around, like just zipping through the streets, blowing shit up. I mean, chasing each other around. It's just a freaking spectacle. And like even just like the scene. Listen, that scene in the swimming pool on the roof of that movie with the music and everything, and the cinematic like depiction of like the water, and holy fuck, like this movie will be so good in IMAX. Like, I noticed that it's the 6th highest rated movie of all time, which is still not as high as Freyren. It tried though. Holy shit, ReZero is 2nd now? That's fucking crazy. That 4th season of ReZero must be good as hell. Holy shit. I've heard
good things. It's just, it's been so long since I've watched the first couple seasons of ReZero. I would have to rewatch it in order to actually appreciate it.
I can't handle the witch lady's eyebrows. I just can't do it.
Oh, me too.
They're so fucking terrible. They're so terrible. So Rize Arc, I'll keep it sweet here, short and sweet. If you haven't seen this movie, you must watch it, for sure. And I will say that I actually thought this was there could have been an IMAX already, just because of the way the movie is, but it was not. So there you go.
Are there any anime movies that have been in IMAX?
Let's ask ChatGPT.
We should have checked that before we started doing this topic.
I don't think so, because usually IMAX is reserved predominantly for live action things more often than not. So I don't think there are IMAX movies. There might be Limax or Fomax anime movies that have been put in those. Essentially, the fake IMAXs, because they're essentially just larger. Yeah, they're just larger screens. They'll call them IMAX screens, but they're just larger screens. But they're not really using IMAX projectors, or they're using like the digital IMAX projectors, but like not the good ones. And so the joke is that we call them Limax or Fomax as I think what I call them here. I call them Fomax, but I think people call them Limax or Fomax. So
Okay.
it's just like a way to charge more for your ticket, like 3D.
All right.
So I
next
don't
up on, sorry, what?
I don't think there's any IMAX anime movies. That's why. So yeah. So
Mitch, what
Caroline,
were you going to say?
The AI is thinking very hard.
Okay, let it think.
Most anime IMAX releases have been digital IMAX rather than 70 millimeter.
yeah, of course.
Even major releases like Demon Slayer, Boy and the Heron, Suzume, and Jujutsu Kaisen Zero were not traditional 70 millimeter IMAX prints. There you go. So the answer is no.
All right. Next up on my list, I thought it would be cool to see something from Vinland Saga in this kind of format.
Agree.
With the boats on the water
Fucking
and the
agree.
fighting and Thorkel being Thorkel on a gigantic screen. That's what I would need from this, but I really could not decide what arc or selection of episodes would be good in a theater format. But in my opinion, it just has to include boats and Thorkel. If we can get that, then I think we have something.
I fucking love Vinland Saga, and I recommend it to literally everybody, because it has really no business being an anime at all. Anyway, it should be like an HBO show, and I just can't get fucking people to watch it. It is real hard to get non-anime people to watch anime. You just can't do it. It's just not possible. I even have a friend who's like half like Scandinavian, and he's in the nerd spectrum. He's just not anime specifically. I'm like, this anime is friggin' amazing. Like, you have to watch it. It's so violent and awesome, and still can't get him to do it. So it's a waste of breath. In the sake of time, I'll shut my mouth. Andrew.
Oh yes. So my next is another director's work who I think would really benefit from the 70 millimeter treatment as well. This would be Mamoru Hosoda. So his work such as Digimon R War Game or its fully realized version, Summer Wars. So a lot of his works are big, bombastic, action heavy while still holding some emotional resonance to it. And so I feel like in those really big, bombastic moments, like the larger view of like the 70 millimeter would make for some really impressive shots, some really impressive scenes. And what's really nice about it is that he also has like a really interesting sense of action flow. So I think that would really give something to it to have these much grander easels to play with on or mediums to play with the 70 millimeter. So I just threw up Mamoru Hosoda because I think he's done a bunch of work with film already, so I think it would make for some really, really interesting set pieces for sure. If not the whole movie, at least the set pieces would look really good in 70 millimeter.
Did he do Wolf Children?
Yes.
I almost put that on the list because there's so many scenes of them just like sprinting through the woods and stuff, and it's just very fast and awesome.
Yes.
And The Girl Who Leapt Through Time, though that one I don't think would be as beneficial, except for in like maybe one or two scenes.
Honestly, I think Wolf Children is the only Mamoru Hosoda film I actually liked.
Have you seen The Boy and the Beast?
I don't think I did.
Okay. Neither have I, but yeah, he has a lot of good movies that I think would benefit. And there's one called Belle that looks like it could be pretty interesting as well. So yeah, but I think his works and how he sort of like cinematographies would make for an interesting 70 millimeter film.
All right, I'll go next here. So I'll keep this one quick. So my next pick is Akira. I know it's kind of like cliche, but I really think that, first of all, Akira is still looking better than most anime, even though it's like 40 years old. And if you think about the movie, I'm like choking on something. If you think about the movie Akira, in the beginning of the film, they're in the city, right? And there's a lot of shots of the skyline of Neo Tokyo, I guess, and there's a lot of scenes where they're zipping through the highways on their motorbikes and stuff, and just the sweeping displays of the cityscape with like the holographic billboards and the lit up buildings and the freeway lights and everything truly makes this movie a spectacle. And when I'm looking at the movie, I'm envisioning myself laying back in like the 10th row of an IMAX theater, and the screen is wrapping around. It's like my whole field of view. I want Neo Tokyo, to fill every single bit of my field of view so that I feel like I'm literally in the city on the motorcycles with the characters. I really think Akira is a great call for IMAX. I really think it would be great.
When I was thinking about this, because I have seen Akira, it's been a little while, but even after I watched it the first time, I kind of struggled to really connect with it that much. But obviously, it looks great. Yeah. But when we were thinking of this topic, I was thinking like, what about the Akira motorcycle slide? Just that.
Oh, it's one of my favorite beginnings of an anime. I really think that they're down in the grungy underground like bar, and they've got their like pill jackets on, and they're, Tetsuo's out in the alley fucking around with Kaneda's bike, and it's just they smash that one clown, and he flies through the restaurant window and lands on someone's table. I mean, it's just so awesome. It's just so awesome. Akira's great. That's it. Keep it sweet there.
Yeah. Next up. I thought of Orb on the movements of the Earth, but specifically Raffles' arc. So that would be the first few episodes. And not even an argument. It is the best part of the entire show.
Not even an argument.
No, I don't think anybody could argue that it's not the best part of the show.
Will you die on this hill?
I would.
Believe it! Oh, sorry. That was the wrong drop.
No, I think it was the correct one.
No, that was perfect, honestly.
Okay.
Yeah, mostly because I feel like the whole theme of that show is just the expanse of the universe and, the truth of the world and all that stuff. So I think that would be very appropriate to have on an IMAX type theater, and including the fact that, there are so many scenes of just seeing the expansive night sky with all the stars you could possibly imagine. I think that just for those couple of scenes in the first few episodes would be well worth it.
All right. What else you got here? Let's see. He's
right,
doing directors. That's what he's doing here. That's what Andrew's doing.
No, actually, I have just 2 movies just to like wrap it up really quickly. But these are also pretty like cinematography directors anyway, but I haven't seen all of their work. I've only seen like maybe only these 2 movies off the top of my head. So I just did Ghost in the Shell and I did Red Line, okay? For essentially different and similar reasons. Red Line is just pure
amazing
action adrenaline from the start to finish. It is really good. It is one of the few movies you can recommend to people who think anime is weird, and they will still find it interesting because it's weird in a really interesting director's way or cinematography way as well. Like the things they do with the cinematography in that movie work really well, even though the story might not be like the strongest, but it just visually is enticing, and on like the grand scale it would make the race, which is supposed to be grand scale, feel even grander scale. And then Ghost in the Shell is just a seminal work of Mamoru Oshii. So, and it's just full of really nice, beautiful action and scenes involving chases, and just even the way the animated conversations and the philosophical nature of it, I think fits very well into just like a type of movie that would look really good on even a grander scale with like more, you could see more. So yeah, just to finish it off on my end.
I just want to say what a fucking joke it is that Redline only has an 8.3 on my anime list. You mean there are 340 anime better than Redline? I just don't believe it. Like that's embarrassing. People need to recalibrate. That's fucking nuts. Yeah. It's like the last great cell animation film. I think it was it cell animation still? It was right there on the bubble. Yeah, that's crazy. Speaking of which, so I'll wrap mine up with a couple also like quick picks here. 2 Ghibli movies. One is Porco Rosso. I put that on here, one, because it's got a lot of like, scenes of flight and like dog fighting and stuff like that. I think that could be good for IMAX. Also, Caroline had just watched it, but how does that movie not have higher than an 8 on my anime list? Like, what in the fuck is wrong with people?
I thought it was a little bit low because I didn't see anything that would designate it lower than an 8. I don't even know what to say about that.
Also, now
could it be some of the misogynistic comments that come up in the theater in the dialogue here and there?
I just think the reason why it doesn't have higher than an 8 is that it's not the normal like high fantasy movie that Miyazaki does. Like people just aren't interested in like pigs and dog fights and shit and like 1950s France or whatever it is. The other one is Nausicaa. It's my favorite Ghibli movie, and there's a lot of like scenes of war and flying and zipping around on the glider, and oh my god, the fucking scene in the toxic jungle in the beginning where Nausicaa's laying under the Ohm shell and god, that's just it's pure fucking magic. She's laying under the eyeball shell to protect herself from the toxic spores, and it's just raining spores, and it looks like it's snowing. It's just absolute magic. Some of the greatest moments in all of anime, and now you would have that shot where like the fire warriors or whatever are walking in the background and they're like lasering the countryside. It's just holy shit. Nausicaa's so good, crazy. I really feel like I would be fine if Miyazaki's last movie is just like the completion of the Nausicaa story, because this movie doesn't finish it. That's it. That's from me.
All right. Yeah, and I'll just throw this one quickly out there because I've actually haven't seen it, so I can't really speak so much on it, but knowing just generally what the Secret World of Arrietty is, I think that might be pretty fun to see in IMAX because it's all about scale. You know, they're teeny tiny people living in in their perspective, a huge house and utilizing little random objects to their advantage. So I think that might be a fun use of IMAX.
And don't forget about Cecile Corbell and her music. Oh, shouldn't be good. Oh, and I find the watching in the garden with you.
I haven't seen it, so I wouldn't know.
All the music is done by this, like, I think she's Irish. The music's really good, but it has a certain flair to it. It's funny. All right, well, if you want to weigh in on what you think should be taken to IMAX 70mm, but will probably never actually happen in real life, you can go to our Discord, AAADiscord.com, and drop it in the AAA discussion channel, and you can, talk shit on me for my bad and probably racist Irish impression, and, or whatever the word, nationalistic, I don't know what the fuck the term is anyway. Any final thoughts?
Nope.
I'm good here.
Holy shit, someone get us out of here.
I got you. So it's time for the in-show weekly trivia question. In The Cat and the Dragon, the cat-like characters are actually what kind of magical creature? The answer after the break.
Hey, Anime Addicts, Mitsuki is back once again to bring you that anime news that you love, starting off with the manga Gabriel Dropout, which is concluding its serialization after a nearly 13-year run. Written by Ukami, it was serialized in December 2013 in Comic Dengeki Daio G magazine. There are 16 volumes as of September 2025. And it looks like there was also a 12-episode anime that came out, produced by Doga Kobo, which came out in the winter of 2017. But ultimately, there's most likely way more content coming because that manga has been running for quite a long time past then. So, possible to see another season wrapping up Gabriel Dropout. We will have to see what happens. Next up, the webtoon Villains Are Destined to Die gets a TV anime. So this was announced by publishing company Kakao Picoma, which announced that the adaptation of Guan's property is going to be made. So it looks like Suol originally began drawing the webtoon on the Kakao webtoon platform back in 2020 of May, and ended the main story with 214 chapters recently. So this content is complete, and so it is now time to, of course, give it the anime treatment. So this is going to be coming out. It looks like it is related to Otome games, so if you're a fan of Otome games, well, look out, because you have even more anime to watch. Next up, it looks like there is a Cells at Work Kabuki stage play slated for production in April of 2027. If you're a fan of kabuki, styles at work, or have a plan on going to Japan, which you should do because the exchange rate is crazy cheap. So this is going to be scheduled at the Shinbashi Enbujo Theater in Tokyo, as I said, in April 2027. So there's some promo art online if you want to check it out. It shows the actors that are involved in the kabuki show. So, and it will perform as the first production of Scramble Kabuki, a project that pursues possibilities for new theatrical expression through kabuki and other actors. So check it out. You'll have to get tickets online, I'm sure, to see it, but could be worth exploring. Next up, and lastly, the Digimon franchise reveals poll winners for the best episodes from the first 4 anime series of Digimon. So if you are a fan of Digimon, well, you will probably know these episodes. And for Digimon Adventure, episode 54, The Fate of Two Worlds, took first place. I haven't seen any of these, by the way. Digimon Adventure 2, episode 21, The Crest of Kindness, was in first place, which, I don't know, maybe I should watch Digimon. I don't know, it seems popular enough. And for Digimon Tamers, episode 43, Beelzebub's Big Day. And for Digimon Frontier, episode 50, End of the Line, are all the best episodes. So it does seem like in every case, the episodes towards the end of the series seem to be the most popular. But anyway, if you're a fan of Digimon, there you go. Those are the hottest, most popular episodes. This was Mitsuki, and this was your anime news break. And now it's time to get back to the podcast.
Feeling disconnected? Struggling with boredom? Have your weekends become a never-ending loop of meh? You may be suffering from neurological onset of restless malaise with interest erosion, or normie for short. And you are not alone. When life loses its spark, traditional methods may fall short. That's why there's the Anime Addicts Anonymous Podcast, the revolutionary anime podcast designed to reignite your anime passion.
I'm the Raggedy Doctor, board-certified anime physician, and I'm here to tell you about the AAA Podcast. It harnesses the power of narrative and fandom engagement to combat the emotional blunting seen in normie syndrome. Its interactive format encourages listeners to reconnect with complex characters and compelling stories. Several double-blinded, randomized controlled trials have proven that the AAA Podcast has better efficacy and selectivity than other similar products. Listeners report improved mood, renewed motivation, and a growing sense of community, particularly when employing the adjunct therapy of joining the Discord. Chronic sufferers may require additional treatment with after-parties, hobby addicts, or hentai episodes available with Patreon membership.
10 out of 10 Raggedy Doctors recommend the Anime Addicts Anonymous Podcast. Download the Anime Addicts Anonymous Podcast today on your favorite podcast platform, your first step toward breaking free from normie syndrome. The Anime Addicts Anonymous Podcast may cause sudden bursts of laughter, deep emotional reflection, and erectile dysfunction. Not recommended for use around small children. Talk to your Raggedy Doctor to decide if the Anime Addicts Anonymous Podcast is right for you.
Welcome back to Late Night Hot Summer, WPRX AAA Podcast Radio. We'll talk about it in the Hobby Addicts, but speaking of music, so I just platinum Stellar Blade. For what everybody says about that game, all the ass and titties and everything, that game's music is such a fucking vibe. Holy shit. That music is so good. Holy crap. Oh, man. And we're back. Oh, we're back. We still have Andrew. He was getting down. He's got a... I thought that was One Piece behind you, but in fact, it is actually Goofy, I believe.
Always got my back.
Got your back. And we have Caroline. Let's see. Let's inspect Caroline's room.
Please don't expect my mess.
Let's see here. Oh, jeez. It's just... Caroline
the number of bags I have is insane.
Caroline has the coolest room. It's like, I think it's like the top floor, probably has a big window, has one of those like slanted roofs. It's like, I want your bed. Can I have your bedroom, please?
This is just the second floor of a house, and the garage is right below or to the side, and I have a skylight and just a regular window. That is the general layout.
What is that little blue, red, and yellow thing next to that red cylinder on your white nightstand?
Oh, that is a toy turtle. My Nana had it in her house, and when she was
Can you please go get the toy turtle?
I'm so glad you asked. Be right back.
That's what I thought. Speaking of which, I'm going to open a Lando Norris. I don't know who the fuck that is, but his Monster Energy is delicious.
He is F1 driver.
That is a hold up your turtle for people that actually watch.
Here you go. There's
Wow.
my turtle.
And
it's supposed to have like a string that you pull, and it has like little feet and wheels. So when you move the wheels, it has like this little bell.
Is that an antique?
It's old. I don't know if I would call it an antique.
It's getting there.
Fisher Price. So
if you don't destroy it, it'll be an antique.
Yeah, I mean, I think I did look it up once, and it's old. It's probably from like the 70s or something. But
I like that.
Yeah, it's so cute. My sisters and I actually fought over getting this when we were helping my Nana move.
If you decide you want to mail that to me, I'll put it in the bathtub with my small child, and he will.
No, I don't think it's meant for the bathtub.
Okay, fair enough. All right. On that note,
it's time for an almighty anime mailbag. Anime.
Mailbag.
Wait,
all right, once again, if you want to leave...
We didn't actually give them the answer to the intro trivia
question.
Oh,
for God's sake.
Oh, yeah, you
didn't. Just for those people who have anxiety.
In the anime, in The Cat and the Dragon, the cat-like characters are actually what kind of magical creature? Kate, Sif?
I've never heard of them before.
It's a Katoshi, actually.
Katoshi! And I fucking hate that character in Final Fantasy VII.
You hate Katoshi?
I fucking do. All right, if you want to leave a mailbag or a confession or a hentai mailbag or a hentai topic request or a Japan question, whatever you want, AAAPodcast.com/mailbag. Listen to me. I go to Japan every fucking year. Ask some questions, people. I'm literally going to go this fall for the Resident Evil 30th anniversary events. So I'll talk about that in the after party. But all right, Caroline, would you like to read Spoolin' Jerk's mailbag?
Sure thing. Spoolin' Jerk says, as a tattoo lover who recently finished an anime arm sleeve and only listens to the pod, do any of you have tattoos? Are any anime related? And if you could add the perfect anime tattoo to your body, what would it be and where? Me personally, I don't have any tattoos. I probably would not get one. But if I were to, it would have to be something small, simple, and meaningful. And honestly, I try to think. I'm not really sure what I would get. Yeah, can't really think of something that I would do.
I grew up in the 80s and 90s in West Virginia. And in the 80s and 90s in West Virginia, times were very different. I would say that until I was about 18 and got out of West Virginia, the only people that had tattoos were like, how do I put this delicately?
Degenerates, I guess is what they would say.
Like bikers and like thugs and like drug addicts, basically. So, not that I'm saying that people with tattoos are that now, because it's literally fucking everybody seemingly has a tattoo. I literally don't think I know anybody that doesn't have a tattoo. Other than you guys, I'm the only human on this planet without a tattoo. So I do not have a tattoo, but Pancake sure does. One of her tattoos is like a kitsune thing. So, but I don't know. I just would not. I would not get a tattoo at this point. I just don't see any reason to be honest with you. And if I did, it would be like probably Sonic related, because I'm a fucking degenerate Sonic nerd. So maybe a tattoo of Pregnant Sonic on my butt cheek.
That's
Oh,
weird.
I got her again. Nice.
Mitts.
Oh, shit.
No, stop. I wish I had a spray bottle and I can just spray you with water when you're getting testy.
That's
Why
going
would
into
you
the
use that
opening of the
word
podcast, just so
specifically?
you know. I took a note.
What
That's
word
gonna
would
be
you use, Andrew?
I would just say
unhinged.
I don't have a word.
Unhinged
I'm
is-
just saying.
You know what? Unhinged
I-
is the right word.
Testy just plays more into the horniness.
I'm not being horny. Anyway.
Sure.
Okay.
Andrew.
I don't. I also do not have any tattoos. Thought about it in the past, but not really any like deeply. So I was gonna say the only tattoos I would get if I were to tattoo this magnificent canvas that is my body, I would probably get a Frigimon tattoo on the arm to represent Sub-Zero Ice Punch. I would get Goofy over my
Nice.
chest, specifically over my heart, because he is a character of my heart. And then I would probably get a VV Ornithie Black Mage on my other arm, because magic is cool.
Are you terrified of the remake of Final Fantasy IX that is supposedly coming?
Why would I be terrified of something I want?
Oh, I don't know, because they could fuck it up dramatically. And
They
ruin
can
it.
mess it up, but honestly, the story is the main reason why people play that game. It's a really good story, and assuming they're going to change very little of it, I can only see that game being improved by graphical improvements than being ruined by it. The only probably is like, because in the end, I was a little apprehensive towards Final Fantasy VII, but not because I was a fan of the game, but because But what they did with that game, I still enjoyed very much so. So, yeah, you know what? I'm actually not worried about it.
Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is probably the most difficult platinum trophy I've ever got. It took, I think it was over 200 hours to get that.
Well, yeah, you got to get that golden chocobo, right, for that platinum?
You gotta beat Sephiroth in the VR simulator. It's literally almost impossible. It's fucking ridiculous.
Mitzi,
Yes.
may I ask who that cardboard cutout of that handsome little guy is, and why do you have it?
I'm so happy you asked. So when I lived in Denver, we used to go hiking a lot with a girl named Jamie who moved to Kansas, back to Missouri/Kansas area when she left Denver, and she had a dog named Shiloh, and the dog hiked a lot of mountains with us and our dog. And she got married earlier this year, and at their wedding, they realized that they couldn't bring their dogs to the wedding, so they had life-size cardboard cutouts made of the dogs. And I love
that's amazing.
And I love the dog so much that I made a special trip while I was there to drive to their house and see the dog. And he always pees every time he sees me because he gets so excited. So he peed all over the garage floor. And then I said, and then I made a fuss over this cardboard cutout, so they literally mailed it to me.
That's awesome. I love it. Oh, is that really how big he is? He's so small.
I think he's a little bigger than this, but he's got his pee-pee in there too.
Cute.
That's awesome.
Look at his pee-pee. I'm sorry.
You're
Anyway,
funny.
yeah,
You have
right.
to ruin everything.
His name's Shiloh.
gonna-
Anyway, all right.
Let's beat through some of these impressions.
Today, we're going to be doing impressions.
You know what? Today, we're going to be doing impressions.
Impressions time.
In time, believe it.
All right. So, all right, let's do some impressions. So we've already passed 4 anime, which is Jagdur, The Witch's Life in Mongol, which is the best anime of the season, let's just be honest. The World is Dancing, Yanni Neko, and Goodbye Laura. So
Wait, I thought Yanni Neko was the best anime of the season to you.
that might be
tied.
true. That might be true, actually. You know what anime is kind of sinking is Jobless Reincarnation. They just aren't doing anything. That show is so fucking boring all of a sudden. It's like, oh my god, Rudius' life with his whole family and his 2 wives. It's like, okay, not interesting. Move on. I mean, okay. All right.
Okay, let's add a third wife. Make these interesting.
100% he will have a third or even a 4th wife by the end. So, all right. Lyrical Nanoha exceeds Gunblaze Vengeance. So this anime is it's shocking that it's coming back. So Nanoha comes from an old anime called Triangle Heart, which was from the 90s, I'm pretty sure. And she was like a store, like a cake shop. She was like She worked the counter at like a cake shop or something. And then they had Magical Lyrical Nanoha, which was a magical girl show about a girl who obtains like a weapon that's sentient. And then they had Magical Lyrical Nanoha A's, and that's probably the best that the franchise has to offer. Then they had Strikers, which was decent but not great. And then they had Magical Lyrical Nanoha Vivid, which was an utter sack of shit. Fucking terrible. Moe slop. Moe fucking slop. And now we have Magical Lyrical Nanoha Exceeds Gunblaze Vengeance, done by Studio 7 Arcs.
These names are obnoxious. Why
long.
can't they just make it understandable? What each it? Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
That's part
continue.
of the fun. That's part of the fun.
So in this series, it starts off with a wow. They got Vitas in this. This is crazy. So I'm trying to find the girl in the beginning's fucking name.
Sheena.
Yeah.
Oh, Sheena.
Totsuki Sheena.
I just didn't recognize her because she like gets that fucking anyway. So in the beginning of the episode, I'm getting my animes mixed up. Is this the one where she absorbs the power of the other girl?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
Oh, thank you. So yeah, that's why I didn't recognize her because so in the beginning, they get attacked by like some alien monsters, I guess, and Sheena. Diabli, thank you. And Sheena absorbs the power of her friend, whose name is I can't remember, and
Setsuna.
Setsuna. Really? Okay.
Yeah, I literally just watched it, so that's why.
And yeah, thank you. And I mean, the thing about Nanoha is that it used to have really fucking awesome action scenes. Like the Nanoha would like fire a Kamehameha beam out of her fucking staff and blow shit up. If there's anything I can say about this anime up until this point, in my opinion, it's that at least it's maintaining some of its history of having okay action scenes. I definitely thought there was some decent action in the first few episodes. And it's very exciting for a Nanoha nerd who's seen every Nanoha anime to see Nanoha just show up, and she's all like, "What's up? I'm Nanoha." And it's like, Sheena doesn't know who that is, but we know who it is. And Nanoha would fucking wreck Sheena, there's no doubt about it. And so would Fate Testarossa. And I see that pretty much all the characters that you know and love from A's is in this. So Vita is going to be in this, Signum, Shamal, they're all going to be in here. And I think that's pretty cool. And I didn't think this was totally awful. What did you guys think?
Well, I have absolutely zero knowledge of Nanoha. I could not tell you what it was about. If it was a TV show, movie, how much of it there was, when it came out, nothing. I just know of the name Nanoha and nothing else. So when we were doing the prep for impressions this week, I'm like, do I really have to watch this? I have no idea what it's about. And coming off of the heels of having to watch Fate Strange Fake and being very confused and annoyed of watching it and not really even enjoying it, that's what I was kind of expecting coming into this. So I started up the first episode, and I'm like, frick, it's a double length. It's a double length first episode. Of course it is. So I'm watching it last night, and I almost hate to say that it was pretty good. Like, the fight scenes, as you said, were pretty good. I think as like a prologue episode, I understand why it was double length. I thought it was a pretty good standalone story. The powers are cool. I watched the second episode this morning, and altogether it seems like it could be a pretty decent show for this season. Unless it gets picked and we do it for a review, I probably won't continue it just because, I have a lot of other stuff I want to watch anyway. But I thought it was a little bit funny how Nanoha shows up. She decimates this gigantic monster. She does impress Sheena, so Sheena can see her ability, and then she starts talking to Nanoha, and she goes, "Little girl, you can't be here. It's dangerous. Let me walk you home." Girl, did you not just see her blow up this monster? She's obviously not just a child. So that was very patronizing. I'm like, shut up. But yeah, overall, it seems like it could be pretty interesting.
Andrew?
Yeah, I enjoyed most of the first episode. I thought it was a little saccharine at times, and I think a little bit overdrawn. I think they could have made it shorter in a lot of ways. It did not need to be a double length, I think. Or it could have been, if it was a double length, they could have done it differently, I guess, to some extent is how I view it. But overall, I thought it wasn't that bad. I did enjoy some of it. Like Caroline, unless it's picked, honestly, I'm not really interested in watching the rest of the show. It's not a franchise I have any particular ties to, so I don't feel like attached to it in that any particular way. But what we did get was pretty solid. The action was pretty solid. It looked good, which is what I wish some of these other shows on here would be. But for the most part, yeah, did not hate it. I think if it does end up being an audience or listener's pick, I'll watch it if I need to. But for the most part, yeah, it was pretty chill.
So what do you guys think? You gonna pass it or fail it?
I don't know. It's kind of tough. Like, I feel like we could pass it if there aren't enough that we want to pass otherwise today. So could we like shelve this for now?
No, we can't shelve
it. Why not?
It's too.
I fail it only because not because it's bad, but because it's something that I'm kind of like on the fence with. There's only honestly one show I care to pass on from this block of shows, if I'm going to be honest, and this was not one of them.
Well, we get to pass 2 shows today, so
I already know what the other show is, and it's not the same show as you guys, so I'm pretty sure.
Oh, I'm interested to know.
Mm-hmm. I'm pretty much a Nanoha fan, so I would probably pass it.
And if you want to pass it, I think I could support passing.
But I might pass everything today.
Oh, God, nuts.
I told you I might, and I meant it when I said it. So
I am concerned, actually.
We can put it up to the Discord if you want.
Sure.
No, why? The Discord's going to pick it, obviously. No, let's come back to it, I think.
Okay.
Let's just see if we feel stronger about other shows.
Okay.
I think this is it's like on the bubble, but I think people might feel stronger about passing other shows. So I say it's a tentative fail, tentative pass. I'm surprised creating new stuff on the podcast as we go along.
I'm surprised you guys even liked it that much, honestly. I mean,
I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It's just it's a franchise, and I'm apprehensive to like get into a franchise I have otherwise no ties to.
We'll come back to it. I will say this doesn't seem to be especially connected to anything else in the franchise so far. I will say there's no Diaboli, whatever the fuck monsters in the other shows. So the only thing you're missing is you're not like, oh my god, it's Nanoha, like, you know what I mean? So it's been 10 years and you're back. It's not like that.
Well, her voice was pretty annoying. I'm gonna say that.
Is she? I thought she was supposed to be an adult. That was the other thing that's. I thought in most versions she's an adult now.
So I just saw this. She's 19 years old in Strikers, but in the original series, I think she's either 9 or 12. So this is pretty.
And they established in this one that she's 7th grade in this one.
Yeah, so they're definitely placing this more towards the beginning of the timeline for Nanoha. So.
Yeah.
Because I think Vivio from Vivid, it might even be Nanoha's child. I think it is actually. So she goes the whole gambit, and I think this is just being placed towards the beginning. Anyway, I Want to Love You Till Your Dying Day. Who the fuck picked this anime?
I think this might have been Otaku.
That is believable. Let's have a look. Let us confirm.
Say it that way.
Let me see here. I Want to Love You. Where the fuck? Yep.
Oh, yeah. So this is the one I have to talk about. All right.
Yeah, it was.
So I want to love you to your dying day, or Kimi ga shinu made koi wo shitai. So essentially, this is a world where magic exists, and there's like some unseen war happening on the outskirts, and a lot of these kids are in an orphanage and a school that's an orphanage. So boys and girls, and they develop their magical powers to go out and fight the war for some unseen powers. I've only seen 2 episodes. Everyone's kind of unaware. And so this one follows our main character, Mimi. No, not Mimi. Sorry. Sheena. Oh, no. I was thinking of a different Sheena. My bad. Why is there 2 Sheenas this season? All right. Anyway, of Sheena, who is basically a magical, not delinquent, but just not good at magic. And she kind of is a bit of a nihilist, and she doesn't care about this world in that particular way. So she's sort of like disillusioned with the whole process. And she meets a girl named Mimi, who is basically this Himitsu Heiki, which is a secret weapon essentially, who's really powerful in magic, and essentially they kiss, and it's really uncomfortable because Mimi is like 10 and Sheena's like 14, and I have no interest in watching lollies kiss.
Yeah. So this one is okay, so with the setup, I don't think it's a bad setup. Like, I kind of like the story that they're going for, you know, the kids in the orphanage being raised to fight in this war, and the magic and the action seems pretty cool. But I cannot get over, there are so many things I can't get over, which we'll get to the main one, as you mentioned just in a second. But also the fact that these girls are wearing 4-inch heels. 4-inch heels! And they're like 14.
I didn't even notice that.
And they are running, jumping, flying in the woods on rocks, down cliff faces, doing their magic stuff. And I'm like, wait a minute. Why on earth are you wearing these heels? So, yeah, that's one thing. Also, another thing. So, when they're having this battle in the woods, this mock battle, and they're like, and this was the battlefield that only took place a few days before. And so, they're shocked that they have an actual enemy in the woods. Because it was the place of a battlefield 3 days before. Is that really that surprising? And they're like, well, we had no intention of putting you guys in actual danger. Meanwhile, their after-school activities is being sent to the literal war. So I'm like, okay, this is just a really weird mix. It doesn't quite work. And then, yeah, the lolly kissing. And this girl, this Mimi, she is 10. She is young, obviously. But it's also weirdly infantilized, and I think it's just so icky looking when it's these two girls, and they say, like, oh, kissing is how you transfer magic to each other. In that case, why are they making it weird? Like, they say, oh, it's not a weird thing, but then they make it weird, and it is a weird thing. I don't like it. I really don't.
I think this image that I have from Mal on the screen summarizes this anime quite well. It's basically the pink-haired little girl covered in blood. And
I don't think it summarizes it that well, to be honest, if I'm being honest.
Are you serious? This anime is literally like, hi, we're basically moe girls, fringe. This fucking pink-haired girl's definitely moe. The rest of them are fringe moe. So we're going to pull a straight-up gunslinger girl and go out and get massacred, like, for no fucking reason. And then this little pink-haired girl comes back every night covered in blood because she just kills everybody. I think it summarizes the show perfectly. It's like, oh, it wants to be this pretty little show about, like, love and all this shit. And then it's like, they're just surrounded by death the whole fucking time. I think this anime is pretty neat, and I liked it. I'm going to pass it. It's
There were parts of it that I appreciated and I liked, but if it's going to be this girls' love show between a 14-year-old and a 10-year-old who only sees kissing as a way to transfer magical energy, and the 14-year-old definitely doesn't see it that way, and it feels very gross, I can't pass this.
She just wants to raise her girlfriend properly.
The fact that we did that simultaneously was kind of hilarious.
That was funny, but I mean,
no, honestly, I fail it just because like Caroline, I thought it was an interesting premise until it got to the lolly kissing, or even just when I saw the kissing, even when they pre-set it up, I'm like, oh, I don't like this. So yeah, I'm just not a fan of this. And you know what? I get a feeling the listeners are going to pass this, so I'm going to have to end up watching it anyway.
Wait a minute. What's the deal with this nurse? Because Mimi keeps on saying that the nurse is a man, but the nurse is a very bodacious looking nurse, but also the boobs look like they're made of plastic and there's no cleavage. What is with this nurse? I need to know.
Oh, I might not have been paying attention. I didn't even catch that.
I didn't catch that either.
Supposed to be male.
I think you're
No, it's like a one-off comment that Mimi makes.
You imagine that,
where she refers to him as a man, and I'm like, huh? What?
All right.
Huh? What's that?
We don't need to.
What?
We shouldn't dwell on this because we do have like 4 other animes.
I know. Moving on.
I tried, people, okay? I'm trying to bring some positivity, but my co-hosts,
The listeners have all the powers to pass this if they want.
Wow. You're just putting it on them, huh? Very selfish. Very selfish of you.
Yes.
All right.
I will admit it, yes.
Ushiro no Soumen Kamui-san. Let me pull this one up.
Oh, God. Now we're going to get copyright struck. Or what's the word?
We get struck every episode because apparently
It's not copyright.
It's not copyright that I'm talking about. What am I talking about, Andrew?
Age restricted because of
Yes, that's it.
You can't get age restricted. It's literally, these photos are censored. They're on my anime list. So Shizuka is a normal high school. You're more likely to get busted from me opening my mouth too many times. Shizuka is
Actually, yeah.
We love you though. We still love you. All right, let's get through this.
Shizuka is a normal high school girl with the ability to see ghosts. Due to her peculiar tendency to attract ghosts, she works as an assistant to Kamui, a famous psychic. Kamui takes pride in his top-notch psychic abilities, and the way he exorcises ghosts is rather unusual.
You're very vague in this description.
Yeah, with his penis. So what do you guys think? Done by...
Oh, no, not just with his penis. So yeah, this show. Okay,
yeah, this guy's
I'll
ugly.
put it this way.
Jesus.
This show is a tale of two halves.
Oh.
The first half of the show, it is. The first half of the show, actually just bad. Not really well animated, just basically hentai, not really good. The second half of the show, the meta-analysis on the entire show being as ridiculous as it is, actually kind of funny, not worth passing for it, but I actually thought that, unless I'm just crazy, but where I watched it, it was like, the show was actually like a 12-minute show, which I was scared when I first saw it. I just thought it was like a full episode. I'm like, ugh. Turns out, no, it's actually just a half episode, and the other half of the episode is this meta commentary thing with all the ghost characters that were exorcised in the episode itself in this like chibi style. And I thought that was kind of funny, and I did enjoy that. I did not care for everything else because it was just assaulting. And you know what? I only watched one episode, but I feel like this show could have actually been good if he not only just sexually assaulted women, but he basically sexually assaulted all types of ghosts. You know, animals, men, non-binary, all of that. That would have made it at least more interesting than just purely all he does is like sexually harass women, ghost spirits.
Okay,
anyway,
so you want our pervert to be all encompassing.
Yeah,
spread his seed evenly across the land.
I don't think that it's a surprise about what I'm going to say. I kind of don't want to watch an anime where a man rapes ghosts for fun. I think
it's not for fun. He's exercising them.
It's not worth.
He's giving them them their all.
You guys are lucky I spent 12 minutes and watched the first episode.
Listen,
of this.
He's giving the ghosts their ultimate peace with his penis. Okay, he will lay them to rest. So that's
this should just be a hentai.
So are you failing it?
Actually, no, I'm passing it. Of course, I'm failing it.
I'm too old for this shit. Opie, I think I'm getting too old for this stuff.
I'm too old for this shit.
I'm too old for this shit. I'm too old for this shit. Will you follow me again?
I feel like that should have been used on the last one.
I'm getting too old for this shit.
I think that I don't agree, but you want to know what's funny? I would have passed it. In fact, but you know what's funny is that if you click on Kamui, he's ugly as shit, by the way. In his picture, 8 people have favorited him on my anime list. Wow. Okay. Voiced by Tomokazu Sugita. Well, Mr. Tomokazu Sugita, I hear that you have a very extensive, very long resume of voice acting talents. What would you say you've done most recently? Well, I grunted and groaned as I shot... Never mind. Caroline can't handle this. Never mind.
No, I've just drowned you out. You can keep going. I basically have put you on mute.
So rude.
All right, moving on. Next up, Smoking Behind the Supermarket with You. This show is about a middle-aged office worker named Sasaki. He has a soul-sucking job, but the only thing that can make him feel better is the cheerful smile of the grocery store clerk, Yamada. She is lovely. She is kind. He is the shining cherry on top of his day. After a really bad day of work, he shows up to the supermarket. Yamada's shift has already ended, so disappointed, he finds a place to smoke. Then he sees a woman from behind the grocery store call him over, and it's the bold and dangerously playful Tamaya. And they end up having a smoking break together. So it's just a cute little romance without the romance comedy between Tamaya, ? And Sasaki. And honestly, it's cute. I really do appreciate the first couple episodes. However, it being the type of show where you have to really be invested in the cute little hijinks between these three, more like two characters. And you also have to get over the fact that Sasaki really is that dumb that he doesn't know that Tamaya and Yamada are the same person. And the fact that you have conversations between Sasaki and Tamaya, and you have to basically have the same conversation between Sasaki and Yamada, and vice versa, I think I would enjoy this a little bit better if it was a short rather than a full-length 12-episode anime, or like a couple episodes of an OVA or something. I don't know if I can do full 12 episodes, albeit it is cute.
I mean, they're at least only 12-minute episodes, so I'll give it that at least.
They're not 12.
What? No, they're not.
24. Or it's a full 24-minute episode.
Yep.
Like they're in 12-minute segments, but it's a full 24-minute episode.
Okay.
Interesting.
So I watched.
Oh, you know what? I think no. There was a different version. I think because I also had that same confusion. There is a different stream where it's like 12 minutes. I actually don't know why it's been set up that way.
The first 6
They're not
episodes.
Going crazy.
The first 6 episodes, divided into 12 mini episodes, were streamed in advance on June 3rd on Amoeba and Crunchyroll. Regular broadcast began on July 10th. Anyway, here's the thing. I watched 6 episodes of this last night with Pancake because she really likes it. And I think I really, really liked this anime after 2 episodes. However, the shtick is really fucking old, and it has worn out very fast. And I find various aspects of this anime good. This anime is one part really cute, one part fucking dried up, whatever the hell, and then one part I lost my fucking train of thought. Basically, like, this anime is just overstaying its welcome with the shtick. The guy's a stupid idiot. Oh, I remember what I was going to say. It's very predictable. What's going to happen in this anime, here's my prediction. He will somehow go the whole 12 episodes without realizing that they're the same person, and then he will ultimately choose Tayama because he loves her for who she really is and not who she is as the grocery store clerk, as her fake self. So honestly,
I don't even think it'll get to that point. I think it's just a pure slice of life. It will not move past the current status quo. And even if it did get to that point, I think Sasaki has made it clear that he's not really interested in dating someone so young, because he's not a pervert, which is great. We love that for him.
Well, he sure does go to the supermarket every fucking day for someone who doesn't want to date the young girl.
I don't think it's about romance. I really do think that he just finds her to be a very positive presence in his life.
I'm willing to pass this anime for 2 reasons. 1, because it's going to come back anyway, and 2, because Pancake will murder me in my sleep. But I honestly think that the conversations he has with both of these, I'll say both, but it's the same person. Anytime he hangs out with Tayama, all they do is talk about Yamada. And anytime he hangs out with Yamada, all they do is talk about Tayama. And it's fucking frustrating. You are the worst conversationalist ever. This is the least, appropriate way to talk to another person that I've ever fucking seen. You're dense as shit. And I honestly don't see how they're going to keep this up for 12 episodes, because I was heinously bored by episode 4. I was like, I cannot believe that he still hasn't figured this out, even though she basically has told him 5 times indirectly. I don't know, but I'm willing to pass it because people seem to like this, and I have no earthly... You want to hear how fucked up my anime list is? This has the same review, almost the exact same score as Nausicaa. Are you fucking kidding? Holy dicks. You people are absolutely embarrassing.
So what's interesting about this show to me is that it's involving not children, not teenagers. It's involving adults, even if they may be in different states of arrested development. I think that the show is fine for the most part. I do appreciate that it is at least in segments. So like 12. Yeah, I think I watched the Crunchyroll version that had 12-minute episodes. So when I watched the first 2 episodes, it was fine. I ultimately don't understand why it's 8.35, but in the interest, I will also pass this because I think at the end of the day, either I want to watch more anime not involving teenagers as well.
Yeah, I think no matter what happens today, it would be passed for listener's choice. It's a fine show, but I'm starting to feel a little bit like Mitsuki these days, where it's like, okay, I can't really spend 12 episodes with the status quo just remaining the status quo, especially when it's somebody who's just being dense and not knowing the difference between these two people. So if you guys are up for passing it, I don't mind passing it as well.
I'm not fucking leaving.
Really begrudging pass from all 3 of us.
Well, look, you can't have a show that's based in complete reality, right down to like how the office dynamics work at a corporation in Tokyo, and then literally have the whole premise of the show built upon the foundation of this guy is a fucking moron that would honestly figure this out within 2 seconds. Her face isn't concealed either outside the supermarket or inside the supermarket. He's looking at her within 4 feet, literally all the time. You would absolutely figure this out immediately. It wouldn't even take 5 minutes. You would figure it out. So they got to
the show would be fixed if one of them wore glasses.
I'm saying that it'd be a much better show if he figured it out by about episode 3. And ultimately chose Toyama because he loves her for who she is and not for who she pretends to be. That is what the show needs to be. And if it's just going to be, I'm a fucking dense as shit Japanese man all the way till episode 12, then the show's going to suck dicks at the end. That's all there is to it. Because who can watch
all of that when we review it?
You're going to watch 4 hours of this guy talking to Toyama about Yamada. Think about it. That'd be
talking like someone you're talking like someone for a show we failed and not a show we just.
I know.
Literally, Caroline, listen to this. You're hanging out with a boy that you have a crush on, and all he does for 12 straight for a whole fucking year worth of time. I don't know how long it's going to be. All he talks to you about the entire time you're with him for months on end is your sister.
And it's funny because in this show, like, you do see Toyama/Yamada's face whenever this happens, and she's actually annoyed that he has not figured this out.
Now I know why Japan's birth rate is like 0.8. There you go. Boom. All right. Next up is, what's next?
The Cat and the Dragon.
All right. The Cat and the Dragon. Who passed this one? Who picked this one?
You did. You picked
Bullshit.
It. I'm pretty sure this was one of your
Let's review the tapes.
Oh, it was me. Way down at number...
Yeah, I was pretty sure it had cat in it. I'm pretty sure it was you who picked this.
I'm trying to remember what this is about.
Also, it's in green, which means it is your pick.
I watched this like 100 years ago. So let's see here. Let's see. A dragon is like orphaned and gets adopted by a mother cat, and ends up like hanging out with the babies, nursing on the cat. And ultimately, like, falls in love with the cats and ends up being, like, a countryside-wide protector of cats and is willing to, like, kill humans that fuck with cats and all this shit. It's ultimately a very cute anime, I would say. I don't know how this is rated PG-13. I'm like, what? Like, not everything needs to be...
It's interesting that the dragon is the main character when, so far from what I've seen, it feels like the mother cat is the main character here.
Sorry, that's Mama Nyan. Okay?
Mama Nyan. Yeah, you're right. Mama Nyan.
Yeah, I get it right.
So, this is actually my favorite show of this batch of shows we watched, actually. I did not think I would like this one as much as I did. I'm really saddened. The one thing that saddens me most about this show is that it's not the best animated. It doesn't have a lot of animation in it, and that really disappoints me because I would love for the show to have more animation. But I also really enjoyed, I don't know what it was. Maybe it was I think I fell asleep during half of the shows we watched, and I had to rewatch them because I fell asleep through half of these shows. this show, I actually kept my interest. I really actually did enjoy this. I really like the vignettes. I like the anthology style of it. I like this little world. And like I do for every impression episode I'm on, I have like a one-line sentence to describe all of these shows, right? So for Nana, I had a girl and a demon fuse to shoot people with fire and gun magic. For What I Want to Love You to Your Dying Day, lollies kiss to transfer magic to one another. For Kamui-san, it's an exorcist sexually assaults female ghost, then the show gets meta about it in the back half. Smoking behind the supermarket. Changing hairstyles can really make you look and sound like a whole new person. For this one, I have an anthology of silly magical beasts stories taking care of their pet humans. And that's what I find very enjoyable to show, is that, the dragon thought he was a cat until he learned enough magic to be told that he was actually a dragon, but then still decided to protect all cats. Mother Cat is your typical overbearing mother stereotype who's basically fostered all of these different cats and magical beasts, as we find out in episode 2, where she fostered a demon.
And the demon also has a cat form, and it honestly, that was great. That's part of the reason why I kind of really like the show, was because of Mama Nyan, now that I'm forced to call her that. Honestly, the anthology it's nice, especially when you have a world that is very enjoyable, I think. So honestly, I'd be up for passing Cat and Dragon.
Yeah, I'm definitely passing this. This is like the favorite thing I watched from this batch. Mitz?
I don't think I've ever been this excited. You're excited? Feel these nipples.
You don't look excited, Mitz.
No, this show... No, it's totally unrelated. The show is fine.
Okay.
I think it's really cute. I just don't know what the fuck they're going to do for 12 episodes. It just doesn't seem like it's going to have enough content. And I'm looking at the cast list on Mao, and it's like 100% all cats. There's like no... So the promo art has 3 different... I presume 3 different humans in the promo art. Maybe it's 2 different humans. And then proceeds to have none of them in the cast list that I can see. So I don't know. I kind of want an anime that's about more than a cat, than a dragon trying to protect cats. I think that's going to be really boring. But it is cute.
Well, after like the first episode, it's not really about protecting cats anymore, because that's kind of been established. That situation's basically been fixed, I think.
Yeah, so the show is actually about, like I said, cats and their pet humans, or in this particular case, right? So in the next episode, it's one of the sibling cats to the dragon, I think, taking on a different human. And I think we're going to cycle back through the different stories every now and then. But it's just like really, I found it really nice and something I could enjoyably watch that just, I never thought I would enjoy watching as much as I did. There was just something about the vibe that just really, really felt nice and light and refreshing. But even though it's not doing anything new. And I you know what, if I'm going to pass something, I'm looking, it'd be nice to have an easy week where we go, I just kind of like this anime because.
Yeah.
Every now and then some of them need to be for discussion, and some of them just need to be, that was kind of fun.
All right, let's move on. I mean, we're out of passes now, honestly. So, Sparks of Tomorrow. So I watched this on an airplane, because that's all I do now is fly, which is horrible. So, Sparks of Tomorrow is a Netflix anime that is about it's a period piece that's set in like Meiji era Japan, or might even be a little before a Meiji era. And it's about a boy named Kihachi who wants to bring electricity to Japan because his brother Seiroku is, they discover electricity or some shit when they're little, which is highly unlikely. And then, like, years later, the brother is gone, and Seihaku is still, or Kihachi is, I don't know, lamenting about how Japan does still not have this electrical future, but ultimately all they did in the first 3 episodes of this anime was have a really annoying character named Yosuke chase and basically assault Inako and insist that he marry her and be extremely annoying. So I don't know what this anime is about, but to me it's about Yosuke trying to get married. So I don't fucking know.
Yeah, it's a very pretty show. I think that's probably the best compliment it can get here.
Except for the characters' faces, which all look horrible.
Oh, yes. But I also said to you guys, this has to be one of the strangest looking shows I've ever seen because it is very pretty. And when it's pretty, it's great. But then the characters' faces just transform into the weirdest shapes I've ever seen. It doesn't feel like it fits in this show. And it would probably be weird in many others, but especially in a show that looks like this. Also, I'm just not really huge on the characters. As you said, Yosuke is freaking weird. He's wearing these high heel boots. I can't get behind that. And also just very uncomfortable. And I just don't really care what they're doing, to be honest.
Yeah, the show, I liked this. I enjoyed this. It was really weird in a kind of esoteric way. I don't know what the show wants to do properly. It doesn't feel like it's doing anything, but also it's being weird in not in an overly extreme way. I mean, it is in some ways, but it's also understands how weird it is. I would personally pass it, but I'm probably gonna keep watching this at some point. It's just, but the show is just kind of funky.
I'm definitely failing it.
Yeah.
No, God! No, God, please, no!
All right, let's move on. So the next one, the last one here is Tomb Raider King. So you know how we make fun of isekai for having black-haired protagonists that are really boring?
Yep.
I think I'm ready to make fun of Korea for having anime that are all the fucking same and all have the same exact black-haired main character who's like really edgelord and overpowered and really way too fucking confident.
Honestly, starting up this show, I seriously thought this was the main character from Solo Leveling. They are identical.
Yeah, and it's like no living. I'm gonna watch what I. You know what? Fuck it. I never watch what I say. No living man on Earth can ever live up to the expectations of a character like this. And now I know why no one in Korea is having babies for real. Like, that country is basically fucking done. But like, yeah, I mean, like, all the girls in Korea are probably looking at Ju Hyun's Seo and are like, why don't men look more like this guy? And I'm like, because he's like Batman level confident. Like, I don't fucking know. More than Batman. I don't know. Pick the most confident character in the world, and then like, I don't know, it's so annoying. This anime is about this guy who raids dungeons for artifacts, which is not that different than Solo Leveling. And this anime, I actually recommended this anime to a buddy of mine who loves Solo Leveling so much. He said he's watched it 4 times. I said, if you love Solo Leveling that much, this Tomb Raider King anime is a lot like Solo Leveling. It's just not nearly as good. Because it's the same fucking character going into like dungeons to collect shit at the bottom of the dungeon. Like, I don't know. It's a little like dot hack without any of the like dot hack. Just I'm going to open the chest at the bottom of the dungeon. So I can easily fail this, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I honestly don't think it has anything new or interesting to talk about here.
It looks good.
Yeah.
In terms of like visually, like it saddens me that I wish they could take the animation from this and put it into, not the style, but like the animation that it has and put it into Cat and the Dragon, like that amount of animation I wanted in that other show. So my fun little cozy show is more pretty. But for the most part, yeah, it's just, I'm going to probably keep watching it because even though it's bad Solo Leveling, I feel like at least in this one, it might be a case where other characters might have some relevance in the future, but for now, no. But otherwise, yeah, it's not good, and it's not bad, it's not good, it's just kind of mid, and I would fail it as well.
How about no?
And that means Nanoha also fails because we picked the Dragon, the Cat show, and also Behind the Supermarket. So,
but these can all be saved in the listener's choice. So what are the animes that we have passed so far, Mitsugi?
So we have passed A Witch's Life in Mongol, which is obviously the best anime of the season. Goodbye Laura, which I haven't seen. Behind the Supermarket. Behind the Supermarket.
Mm-hmm.
even though they draw it as basically a 7-Eleven half the time, which is weird. The World is Dancing, which I would not have passed. The Cat and the Dragon, and Yanni Neko. So those are the 6 picks. And sometime this following week, I will be releasing the listener choice poll, where you will be able to pick 3 anime of your choosing from the entire rest of the list that we didn't pass. So there's gonna be like 195 anime on that list, because exactly. And you'll find, when your finger is done with having carpal tunnel from scrolling through the list, you'll find the anime you want to pick, and then you'll vote for the ones you want, and we'll select 3 more that the listeners love. And I don't know, it's probably fairly, but we only do up to the 2nd season, so there's no like Jobless Reincarnation, there's no Bleach in there, so yeah, that's about it. And let's see here, next week on the pod,
they're reviewing Witch Hat Atelier.
I believe so, and I will be here for that. So it'll be Pancake might join. She's on the alternate here, so we'll see if she joins. But Witch Hat Atelier, apparently very good. I have not seen it yet.
Yeah, I'm kind of bummed I'm not going to be on the review for that.
Yeah, now I know I can at least watch it all on my own now. I don't have to worry about waiting to watch it for the episode.
But that's our show for today. If you want to support the podcast again, help us pay for exorbitant hosting fees, it's at patreon.com. Help us help out the show. You can go to the Discord. The Discord is probably where I will post the poll for the listener choice. So if you want to be involved in that, you got to go to our Discord. It's free. AAADiscord.com. Literally, it's like a 5-second effort to get there. And join us. Yes. Stay a while and listen. And that's about all we got. Love you guys. Time for Hobby Addicts.
Bye.
Bye.